Regina, we're going to make believe that you're white and you hate blacks, and I'm black, and I just moved next door into this white neighborhood.
Okay.
And you're going to put me down for being black, and my family's going to ruin the neighborhood, and so and so.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, how did you end up buying a house in this area?
I got a mortgage.
You mean you have Section 8, right?
I'm not here on Section 8. I got a mortgage. I bought this house.
How many kids you got? A lot, right?
I have 3 kids.
You're a single parent, aren't you?
No, I have a wife.
I'm just really concerned because I feel like you're going to bring down my property value, and I'm really concerned.
I'm not going to bring down your property value. If anybody brings down your property value, it's bigoted whites who start fleeing once a black family moves in.
Are you going to mow your lawn?
Of course I'm going to mow my lawn.
This is what I'm afraid of. This is exactly why I bought this house in this area, because it was with people around that look like me. And
look like you. I have 2 eyes, a mouth, a nose, 2 hands, 2 feet, just like you.
I'm just afraid that you're going to bring down my property value. I worked very hard to get where I am. I didn't have the government give me any handouts.
The government did not give me any handouts either.
Break, you know it's true.
It is not true. What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness, all the set-asides and all the programs and all the benefits you got.
Okay, so blacks get some benefits. I didn't get a lot of benefits. I studied hard in school.
You went to school?
I went to school. Why? I don't look like I went to school?
You probably got like grants and free grants and all that free money.
I got loans. Maybe blacks have some advantages for certain kind of loans, but it's not free. I have to pay it back. And I got here by the sweat of my brow.
Look, it's nothing personal. I just feel like...
That's right, it's not personal. It's a stereotype. You're treating me like, you're just a racist.
I just feel like you're going to bring down my property value. I work very hard. I have
I don't work hard. I have a right to live here just like anybody else.
I really don't know you, and I really don't want to get...
You don't want to get to know me. Why don't you want to get to know me?
Because you're bringing down my property value.
I am not bringing down your property value.
It's a statistical fact. When blacks move into the neighborhood, it brings down the property value.
It's not because of blacks, it's because of whites who start getting scared and then they sell their houses for cheap. You don't have to run away and sell your house for cheap. We're not going to ruin the neighborhood.
You're going to have a lot of parties, aren't you? A lot of loud parties, late at night.
I'm not going to have loud parties late at night. I moved here because I don't want to have loud parties late at night. In my own neighborhood, I couldn't stand it anymore.
You're going to let your kids run up and down the street.
You don't let your kids run up and down the street? Does keep them on a chain?
I have values. You don't understand.
Oh, I don't have values? What do you say? Blacks don't have values?
Some of my best friends are black. It's just that I know.
Okay, don't patronize me. Don't patronize me. You're nothing but a white trash.
No, excuse me. I worked hard for what I get. No one ever gave me anything.
Nobody gave me anything. In fact, my ancestors worked as slaves here, and what did they get in return for it?
Please.
Well, if we get anything now, it's nothing compared to what we gave.
You can go back. Where did you used to live? Why don't you go back in that area and try to build
Go back to where you came from. You're not a Native American.
My grandfather was born here. My grandmother was born here.
Mine too. My ancestors came here in the 1600s on a slave ship.
Why don't you invest your energy in trying to rebuild up your own neighborhood instead of trying to...
This is my own neighborhood. Listen, this country is colorblind. I have a right to be here, to live any place I want. There are laws against discriminating against people for their race or religion or color of their skin.
You're very articulate for a black person, but really...
Oh, come on. Black people are much more articulate than whites. Just listen to them. Listen to rap. You try to rap. It's not easy to rap. We're great with our mouths.
Look, it's nothing personal. I have a best friend.
That's the problem. It's not personal. You're treating me like a stereotype.
I have a best friend. I'm into rap music. I listen to it.
Well, you start respecting me. If you respect me, you'll see that we don't hurt your neighborhood.
You're not going to cut your grass. You're going to let your kids run wild. You probably have a lot of children out of wedlock.
How do you know that about me?
Because I know your type.
My type. I am not a type. Everybody's an individual. The problem is that people like you treat every black as though we're a type. We're not a type. We're an individual. Every one of us is an individual.
The problem is I'm very honest, and a lot of people talk about you behind your back, but I'm not like that. I'm very honest. And I'm telling you...
But you're honest, but I don't like what I hear. You're nothing but a racist.
I am not racist.
You treat me like a stereotype. Okay, let me stop you.
Okay.
Regina, am I making you happy that I moved in your neighborhood?
No.
Am I making you respect me as an individual?
No.
Am I making you think more highly of black people?
No.
Am I treating you like a friend or like an enemy?
An enemy.
Now we're going to do it all over again. I'm going to treat you like a friend no matter how nasty you are.
Okay.
I'm not going to defend myself. I'm not going to attack you. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. So
start again.
Okay.
You know, I moved into the house and we meet outside, you know, in front of the houses.
So where do you live?
Oh, I bought the house next to yours.
You bought the empty house next to mine? How did you get the house next to mine? How would you able to buy it?
I had to put a down payment and got a mortgage for the rest.
A mortgage? You mean you're Section 8, right? You have Section 8?
Everybody thinks that if somebody's black, then they live on Section 8.
A lot of blacks do have Section 8.
I know they do, but not all of them.
Do you have Section 8?
No.
I'm really concerned about my property value.
I don't blame you.
I worked very hard to buy my home. I made a lot of sacrifices, me and my husband, and I'm just wondering how come you have all these extra perks and benefits and I have to work so hard for.
I know a lot of people resent blacks because we have certain benefits that whites might not have.
How many children you have?
I have 3. How many you got?
I have 3.
Oh, wow, we're equal.
I have a husband. Do you have a husband? Do you have a wife?
I have a wife, yeah. I know a lot of black families, they're single parent families, and I think part of it has to do with the social structure here. The government kind of rewards people for being single. So it's really a shame. It's helped destroy the black family.
I was wondering, like, are you going to have a lot of parties at night? Because I'm a working person. I don't know what your deal is, but I work. And I'm and at night I need my rest. I can't be hearing all the boom boom and the rap music. It's not gonna.
I don't like. I mean, personally, I like rap music, but I don't like blasting all the time. That's why I moved here.
Where did you used to live?
I used to live in Brownsville.
And why didn't Brownsville? They're doing so much gentrification in that area. You know, they're trying to bring the middle class back. Why didn't you stay there and invest in your own community?
I didn't want to wait that long. I wanted quiet right now. I think the schools here are better also.
Well, the schools are very good. My children,
that's what
yes, I sent my children there, and they all did very well, but that's because I work with them. I mean, are you going to have time to work with your children?
Yeah, sure. My wife will have more. You know, I work in a hospital. I work really long hours, but my wife will have more time.
Does she work too?
Yeah, she also works.
Do you guys plan to, like, keep your grass up? You see, the neighborhood is really nice. Everyone keeps up their grass.
I know. People think that just because we're black, we're going to let the grass grow wild. We want a nice house. That's what and it was hard to, how many agencies we tried until we finally were able to get a house. You know, they show us houses, but they say, oh, it was sold, it was sold. It was really tough for a black person to find a house in a white neighborhood.
So you didn't want to go back to Bed-Stuy. You don't want to reinvest in your own neighborhood. You don't think that's more productive?
The thing is, I wanted to have like a suburban kind of, and here it's more suburban than in Brownsville. I'll miss certain things about Brownsville, but I want the peace and the quiet. I want the good schools. I know that it'll be a little tough for us because people are going to put us down for being black. I know they'll avoid us, but I hope over time the people will come to appreciate us.
Well, I'm thinking now maybe I should take my child out of public school and put them in private school because I don't want the reading scores to go down. Yeah.
It's amazing what people think about blacks. Just because we're black, you're afraid that the reading scores in the school are going to go down. You don't have to be afraid of us.
I'm not afraid. Personally, I'm not afraid.
Yeah, but you want to take your kids out of school because you're afraid that if my kids go to your kid's school,
the reading scores will go down.
My kids are really top students. You'll be lucky if your kids do as well as mine. Okay, and we have parties once in a while. I hope you'll want to come. Did you ever have chitlins? My wife has her grandmother's recipe. It's out of this world. I know it.
Isn't that pig's guts?
But if you make it right, it's delicious. All kinds of things that we think sound disgusting can be delicious.
I heard it really smells up the house. You're going to have a stinky house next door. Those fumes could come right in my house.
I think it smells good. You might like the smell also. You'll see. It's not that bad.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, today people eat raw fish. I mean, isn't raw fish kind of disgusting?
That's disgusting too.
Yeah. Chitlins, if you make it right, it's delicious. And my wife makes just like her grandmother.
All right.
Okay, let me stop, Regina. Do you like me better this time?
Yes.
This time, are you feeling terrified about my having moved into your neighborhood?
No.
Maybe a little bit scared.
Maybe I'm probably still scared, but I'm not as blatantly scared because when you were so oppositional, it made me want to just argue with you more and defend my position and stand firm in my position.
Yeah, plus, the first meeting, we're already fighting. What kind of a relationship? But I diffused it. I stopped her from fighting with me because how can you fight with me when I'm not fighting back?
Yeah.
I'm not defending myself. I understand that you're afraid that the property values are going to go down. And then over time, if you see that really things are okay, maybe you'll come to our parties, maybe you'll discover that chitlins really aren't that bad, and we'll be friends this way. Did I treat you like a friend or like an enemy?
You treated me like a friend.
And it came out much better. Again, not everybody's going to respond as well as you.
Yeah.
If somebody is really hates blacks, it might not go this well.
Yeah.
But at least it has a better chance of going well than if I treat you like an enemy.
Yes.
If I treat you like an enemy, you'll be my enemy.
Yes.